Welcome back to Tanzania, and today you are going to join us as we self-drive in one of Africa's largest national parks, the Serengeti. You're going to see exactly what kind of wildlife you can expect to see without a guide, and we're going to show you what not to do when it comes to the park fees here in Tanzania.
As we're driving along, we discovered this amazing view. Adam doesn't really want to get out of the car because we left later than we should have. I think it's always worth, when you're self-driving, to just, when you see something really, really epic, to just stop and have a little look before continuing with your journey. Let's show you guys what it looks like.
Finally found a place where there's no people. One thing we've been really surprised at on this trip is you head out into the bush. Every moment that we've stopped, people just appear. Kids usually herding goats or whatever. And now the last sort of 10-15 minutes we've been winding through this beautiful landscape, and there's been nobody, and it's giving us flashbacks of Namibia for sure. Now we are on the top of a hill and we have a beautiful view of Lake Natron behind us here, which is where we were just down, like that way.
It is huge, isn't it?
It's a ginormous lake. What you can see from where the camp is, you can see barely any of it. The lake just goes on for miles, and actually, let me just show you guys this mountain here. Apparently that mountain is actually on the border of Kenya. So the other side of that mountain is Kenya, and this side is Tanzania.
Next time, we need to be on the other side of that mountain.
Or on top of it.
Or on top of it, yeah.
So many mountains to climb here. We've been told that the journey up to Klein's Gate from Lake Natron is around 1.5 to 2 hours. The map is showing me 3.5 hours, so I don't know what to expect. The roads are so-so, but let's see. The journey continues. Let's head up to Serengeti.
So we're both very, very excited that we finally hit a nice, smooth tarmac road.
My brain is no longer vibrating.
We were literally going through the middle of nothing, and then all of a sudden there's a sign of a roundabout, and then this tarmac road, so yeah, we're very happy.
About 40 kilometers from Lake Natron. It's now smooth.
This feels weird.
Yeah, it does.
It's so quiet.
Welcome to Wales. For those of you who don't know where Wales is, we're going to put a map up now. So I know many of our subscribers may not know where Wales is. Put a map up and a picture of what you can find in Wales, but the scenery here has just completely changed. The temperature is now like dropped by at least 10 degrees. It's like fresh, green, cloudy, yeah, just like home.
I love it. We are in Loliondo, which is a little town along the way to Serengeti. We need an ATM and fuel and chapatis. We need chapatis. Anyway, yes. We found an actual bank here in Loliondo.
It sticks out like a sore thumb. It looks like someone just plonked this brand new bank here. But yeah, if you're on this way to Klein's Gate, Serengeti, stop in Loliondo. You take the turning towards Waso. And then you have this like, but don't follow the first sign to an ATM, because that'll take you to a smashed up hole in the wall.
I'll show you where it is. So we've got money, and I just joked to Adam and I said, while you're inside the bank, just ask where we can get chapatis. And he did.
Yeah, and I found us a place.
You found a place where we can get chapatis from the bank. I love this. I love Africa, you guys.
Alright, chapati mission.
Off I go.
Do it. I'm watching you.
If it's gone past morning, that's it, you can't find chapatis here. So
It's still, it's only just past morning, so hurry up.
it's not very often that you can just sit here and watch your food be made. So the ladies here, they've got the kids. We're making chapatis together, even though I'm not helping. Asante. You know, we really love chapatis. Yeah, we love chapatis so much. We always have to stop and buy them wherever we pass through. Picked up our chapatis, so we're ready to have lunch on the go actually. It was a family-run business just opposite the bank. The grandmother made the chapatis, 2 daughters and the grandkids, so really worth it. Next up,
Serengeti.
how green is everything here.
Super green.
It is so beautiful as we're now approaching Serengeti, right? I
hope
curious.
so.
I'm curious though. Is it going to be the same there?
I have no idea.
Anyway.
Yeah, very green.
Amazing landscapes, very green. We used to see in the Maasai in like quite arid areas in Kenya, like Laikipia, Samburu. So it's so nice to see all the greenery and just so much.
We've been driving for hours thinking like, oh, look at all this like lush green land, surely there's wildlife. Seen nothing. And then you come through the gate, not even a proper gate, just like a little house.
Yeah, because there's no fences here.
Yeah, there's no fences, and then it's just like, hi guys. Yeah, I mean, they're just gazelles, but still, all animals are good, right?
Welcome to
Serengeti.
Just as we entered the park, we have seen already 3 large families of elephants.
You can't
in the
really,
distance.
they're like all the way over there, but there's some there, some there, some there.
So far, there seems to be already an abundance of wildlife.
Super green. We have no idea where we're going, first and foremost. Didn't load the location up on the map.
You do though, you're going in a straight line.
I'm hopefully going in a straight line and just seeing what happens.
Right, so we're not doing an official game drive until the morning, but right now, let's see what we can find on the way.
So we weren't expecting to see tortoises on safari, and one's just gone under our car.
So we have to wait.
We have to wait for him to come out the other side now.
Oh, let's hope we don't have to evacuate him. Hello. So Mr. Tortoise decided to use our car shade just as a stopover.
He just laid down.
He lay down. We had to basically like very carefully just go forward. Of course we checked to make sure that he was safe. And yeah, we said bye-bye. Now, Adam?
Yes?
I want a lion.
I'll try my best.
Or a leopard or a cheetah, any cat.
Okay, a cat. Alright,
cat.
I'll do my best.
Alright, let's go.
Ask and thou shalt receive. You said you wanted a cat. Unfortunately, we can't quite see her now, but there's, in the grass just there, is a female lion. I saw her walking and then kind of going and laying down. So I don't know where the rest of her crew are. Maybe we'll sit tight for a couple of minutes and see what happens.
Right now, they're just
laying on their backs,
backs.
rolling around, having the absolute time of their lives, which is cool. It's always a bonus. Like, safari is amazing, and obviously when you're with a guide, you see a lot more. But it's that bit more special when you're by yourself and you manage to find animals like lions, I find that a lot more fulfilling. So yeah.
Well done. I'll tip you at the end.
Yeah, you said you wanted big cats. Got it.
Leopard next.
No pressure. You can tell it's getting later in the day now because things are coming out like hyenas. But I'm always surprised, considering they're a pack animal. They always seem to be walking around on their own, right?
Yeah.
Whenever we see them, they're usually solo. But apparently, like, one of them will see something, and then that's when he calls out to all the other ones, and then they just come from all over. So it's cool though. I love hyenas. I think they're one of my favorite animals.
Welcome to?
Good question. Africa Safari, Ikoma. We've been driving today since 10 and we arrived here around 6:30 this evening. And it was always like, how long does it take to do this bit? Oh, just like 2 hours. And then how long does it take to do? Oh, just like 2 hours. So we should have been here total time 4 hours.
Yeah.
And we drove for however many hours that is, like more than 8 hours. But we're here and we have soup.
Let's enjoy.
Good morning from Serengeti.
It's beautiful.
It is. We had a bit of an eventful evening last night with the bugs. Because it's been raining a lot, I don't know if you're going to be able to see them. I'm going to try and film, but these tiny little beetles come out and they just swarm, which is a bit annoying. And if there's a light on, you're getting covered. But let me see if I can show you. Found a leopard
In a tree.
In a tree. Oh wow!
It's 2 leopards.
2 leopards in a tree.
It's 3 leopards in a tree.
No, they're lions.
It's lions.
Lions in a tree. 3 lions in a tree.
Oh my god.
That's amazing. I've
Here.
never seen that before. I think there's 4 in the tree.
3
and
just
4,
walk past.
4 cubs walk past, and
4.
there's some more over there. There's at least 10, 12 lions in total.
Amazing.
They're just everywhere. There's a big group right over there, and then there's
Oh, look
4
at
in
how
the
that
tree.
guy's hanging with his legs dangling down. Can you see it?
So far we've been actually quite impressed with how much wildlife we've been able to see here. It's super green, so I think it means there's an abundance of animals around. Tons of giraffes. That pride of lions that we saw back there was definitely the biggest pride I've ever seen. And you?
I think so.
Yeah, which is really amazing. And when it comes to the park fees here, things work differently from Kenya, and it took us by surprise. We're going to summarize at the end, but it's definitely something that I think everybody should be aware of, because we weren't, and we got stung.
Okay, it is time to stop. Who knew that Serengeti has a gas station inside it? It's mental, but where we are right now, we're in Serengeti
Visitor Center.
Visitor Center.
It's the visitor center near Serenera Lodge.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Hopefully we want to get a coffee. We don't need fuel, luckily, which is good. But if you need fuel, there is a gas station inside Serengeti, so should we go and check it out?
Yes.
See what it is.
Yeah, so this is as we're heading out towards Nabi Gate. And Ina just saw on the map, she's like, it looks like there's a shop and a coffee shop here. So if there's coffee, it's a place for us. So let's go and check it out. finger, there it is. Caribou Coffee Shop. Can you get this guy off? He bites. Thank you. While we enjoy our coffees, and before we talk to you guys about how we got stung with the park fees, we thought we'd give you some interesting facts about Tanzania. Ina's got a whole list.
There's about 1,000 lions here, leopards here. There's the highest concentration of lions in this park.
In Africa, yeah.
That's as far as it goes.
Yeah, so Serengeti is known as having one of, if not the highest concentration of lions in all of Africa. There's over 3,000 lions here in this park, which is amazing. Like, a lot of the other parks and conservancies that we visit in Kenya, you know, when we ask them about prides, they're like, yeah, you know, there's 3 or 4 main prides or whatever, which means, you know, there's definitely less than 100 lions. Here, over 3,000 lions, 1,000 leopards, and between 7,000 and 8,000 spotted hyenas, which is pretty epic. It's also one of the most significant ecological sites in Africa due to it being one of the only places that still experiences migration. A lot of the parks don't experience that now because they've been cut off by cities and towns and things like that. So this has the second largest migration, I believe, in all of Africa. I might have just gotten that slightly wrong, but I believe that's what I read. It's
very beautiful.
Yeah, really beautiful, and I can't wait to explore it again.
So far we really love it. We look forward to next time experiencing it with a guide.
Definitely.
And like a safari company that can just guide us around and take us to like amazing places.
And now we know about the fees. That is a lot of hippos. So I've just not counted them, but kind of like pointed and counted little clusters of them. And I estimate around 120 hippos here, which is pretty epic. Never seen that many hippos before. You?
Neither have I.
No. Very cool. Not a leopard, but still cool. Might not seem like something that's that exciting to most people, but we've never been this close to vultures before. I never realized, especially when they fly, how huge they are. They're a massive bird. I think they're the second largest bird like that flies in Africa.
I have no clue, but
can someone fact check that for me? Kelvin, our editor, is actually gonna put now on the screen exactly what is the largest flying bird in Africa and then the second largest. Let's see if I'm right. The vulture.
vultures are one of the ugly
five. So in Africa you have the big five,
the ugly five, some other five.
I think you've got the tiny five and stuff like that as well. But yeah, they are one of the ugly five, including the hyena, wildebeest, vulture. Maybe Kelvin, the editor, will put up what the ugly five are as well.
Now I wonder if it's the crane that's a part with the ugly five. Okay.
No. These guys are as well. Kelvin.
Yeah? Kelvin.
He's going to put up what the ugly five are right now with pictures. I guess we know where all the wildebeest went. They're all here. Just in one section, like thousands of wildebeest. There's a few zebras hiding amongst them. I think the zebras have got a good tactic there. They're like, you know, wildebeests are very popular food for lions and things. So if I hide in the middle of them, I'm safe. That was very, very unexpected. Literally just driving along the road. And there's just a lion in the road drinking from a puddle. So I didn't want to slam my brakes on and scare her because there was a car here already looking at her and I didn't want to be that guy. But she just doesn't care. She's just sat there in the road. Even right now there's a truck next to her and she doesn't care. Look. Weed myself a little bit then. She came like literally next to the window and I just like, I don't know what to do. I was like, I just leaned away from the window. So she's in the bush behind. I'm gonna see if I can get closer. Okay, so there's a whole pride. I can see the babies. They're all there. What time is it?
It's lunchtime.
We have been going for very basic lunches, haven't we, on this trip?
Oh yeah.
We decided we don't want to spend money on like too much for this trip, so we have kept it very simple. We have some tins of tuna, some bread rolls,
And cheese.
and some cheese, and some peanut butter, which we haven't used yet. So I guess it's a peanut butter tuna cheese roll kind of day.
No peanut butter in my tuna.
For me. It's funny because I think a lot of people have this impression of us that we spend all of our time in these bougie like hotels, eating beautiful food all the time in restaurants in Nairobi and things like this. But the reality is, this is actually what we prefer to spend our time doing. Sitting in the side of the road in a national park, eating cheese sandwiches in our own little self-drive vehicle. So this for us is heaven.
The ultimate adventure.
Absolutely. Welcome to Lake Ndutu, which is so far not disappointing. We literally pulled up, we had hundreds of wildebeest crossing through the lake because it's quite shallow. Right now we've still got a giraffe here who's just sort of wading across the lake there. We've got Ellie's down on the beach over here, just kind of coming down for a little bit of sunbathing, I guess. Overall, yeah, like, this is beautiful.
This is where we're staying the night.
Yeah, this is where we're going to be staying the night, and guess what? There was more fees to pay. But we'll talk about that at the end as well. My gosh, we're going to do a full tally up of how much 24 hours in the Serengeti has cost us, and then we may put a link down below for some donations. We finally arrived to our camp for the next 2 days in the beautiful Lake Ndutu. We're going to be staying with the same company that we've stayed with throughout our entire Tanzania experience so far. We're with Africa Safari, except this one is their South Serengeti camp, and it's more of a traditional bush camp style setup, which we really like. You'll see more of that in the next vlog. For now, we need to summarize this one, and I want to talk to you guys a little bit about fees, which has become a little bit of a sensitive subject today. So one thing that you guys should be aware of is in Tanzania, typically you have two different kinds of fees here. You have your WMA fees, which is your wildlife management area fees. These are typically areas not in parks and conservancies, they're outside, but they're still an area where you have to pay a fee to protect, manage the wildlife. So typically this is $29.50 per person per day in order to stay in these areas. Then you have your park fees. We're very used to paying park fees, having spent a lot of time in Kenya. However, there is a little bit of a difference here, particularly with Serengeti, and this is something we did not realize. We entered Serengeti at 3 p.m. yesterday, and we had to drive through the park to get to our camp in Ikoma, which is actually just outside of another gate. So we're in the park for around 3 hours before arriving at our camp that was outside. We paid a full day's park fee, $70 per person. What we didn't realize, you know, obviously we have to take responsibility for the fact that we didn't look more into this. What we didn't realize is that that park fee ends at the end of that day. So it didn't matter that we arrived at 3 p.m. By the time we left the gate at 6 o'clock, 6:30, whatever, that's the end of the day, your park fee is done. The next day you don't get to enter the park on the same fee. Unlike Kenya, where you get 24 hours, here at Serengeti you're paying for that day only. So that $70 per person was for 3 hours inside the park. We then got to our camp in Ikoma, where we had to pay a wildlife management fee of $29.50 per person. Then, in order to get to our next camp, which is here, the other side of Serengeti, we of course had to pass through Serengeti again. And we assumed, wrongly, that we would be able to enter the park, drive through on yesterday's ticket, as long as we were out by 3 p.m. today. That is not the case, let me tell you. You have to pay another $70 per person per day to drive through the park again. So that was unfortunate. And yeah, that one stung a lot. Not only that, I will point out as well, I am fully accepting responsibility for the fact that we did not fully look into the routes and how these park fees work, which is why I'm explaining this to you guys now, so that hopefully you have a bit of insight. So we drove from Ikoma in the north, Serengeti, through down to the main gate, which is Nabi Gate, the main gate for Serengeti. Now, Nabi Gate is in the south of the Serengeti, which is the main route you would take if you were going to or from Arusha. What we didn't realize is that in order to leave Nabi Gate from Serengeti, you have to enter Ngorongoro Conservation Area, which you have to pay a separate set of fees for. So guys, be ready for that, which is again another $70 per person per day. We had booked 2 nights at this camp where we are right now, which is in this Ngorongoro area. You have to pay your $70 per person per day, plus vehicle fees, and you have to pay an overnight fee on top of that as well. I have lost count now of the amount of money that it's cost us to spend this first 4 days here in Tanzania. It's been an amazing experience. We've ended up paying way more than we counted on. And again, through my own fault, I would say that. So now we are here at Lake Ndutu. We've paid our fees, a lot of fees. We've done everything we need to do, and we're here for 2 nights. Then we head on down to Lake Manyara, where we know already that there is a WMA fee of $29.50 per person per night. So just to be clear, let's run through this again now. And Kelvin, our editor, is going to bring up some numbers now. So yesterday, we entered Klein's Gate in the east of Serengeti at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We paid $70 per person. We then arrived at Ikoma, where we paid $29.50 per person to stay there. This morning we entered back into Serengeti, where we had to pay another $70 per person to drive back through the park again. None of this is including vehicle fees, by the way, because I feel like this is just much simpler to explain it this way. Then as we left Serengeti this afternoon and entered into Ngorongoro, we had to pay $70 per person per day times 2 days. With vehicle fees on top of that, you can probably add another couple of $100 just on top, just for fun. And then we'll have our total here at the bottom of what 24 hours in Serengeti has cost us, minus any accommodation. This is just in park fees. Take a look and strongly consider the way that you're going to plan your journey when you come to the Serengeti. Do your research, look at your park fees. Don't do what we did and just assume that things are going to work like Kenya, because they don't, and it's my fault. Now I'm broke. Anyway, all of that aside, the last 24 hours in the Serengeti has been amazing. We have seen a lot of wildlife. It's a beautiful park, really worth a visit for sure. We've thoroughly enjoyed ourselves, seen tons of wildebeest. Never seen that many wildebeest before. We've seen lions, more lions than we've ever seen before. It was really amazing to see the female drinking from that puddle right at the end, and then finding her and her family just kind of sleeping in the bushes there. That was a really cool moment. And yeah, elephants, impalas, zebras, giraffes, tons of giraffes. Serengeti, amazing. I would also like to mention, so far in Tanzania, the people have been amazing as well. Super friendly, very welcoming. We've had an amazing time. Hopefully you've also enjoyed watching this 24 hours in Serengeti with us too, and taken some value away from this video. Hopefully also this will help you to plan your journey to the Serengeti so that you don't make the same mistakes that I did. Yeah, if you did enjoy it, please show us the appreciation by clicking that like button. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, maybe you're a new follower from Tanzania, welcome to the channel. Please subscribe, please join our community and help us grow the channel. And we will see you on the next one for a bit more around Lake Ndutu.